All right, glute dopers, what's going down? Welcome to level 2 of our anterior flexibility and control stretches. This one we got going down right now is our half wall couch stretch. It's almost a wall couch stretch, but it's half. We're gonna bring our knee a little bit further away from the wall. So if you remember part 4 of the anterior line mobility test, the ideal is to get your knee all the way to the wall, cheeks to sneaks, back against the wall. That's a tall order for most people. I'll give you that. So to progress our way there, once you pass through level 1, you're able to maintain that and you get some flexibility. You're able to get this leg actually behind you. Honestly, now I start to add in the 2-joint hip flexors, the rectus femoris specifically, start stretching that out as well. So you're gonna need a wall, or my cabinet in this case. I highly recommend some kind of pillow or like super folded up blanket. Like this is like a sick Yosemite National Park souvenir blanket I got that is like crazy thick, so that you don't like put a lot of pressure in your kneecap, make it uncomfortable. You want to be able to sustain this position for a long time. So comfort is key. So what we're going to do is the half wall part is you're not going to go all the way to the wall. We're actually going to come away from it about 12 inches, maybe a little bit more, to your pillow. Put your knee in the middle of that. So your bottom knee is going to go into the pillow. The top of your foot's going to go onto the wall. See how I have some knee bend? So it's going to take those 2-joint hip flexors, hip and knee joint, the 1-2-joint hip flexors, and actually start stretching them as well. But there's got to be a careful balance between working our 2-joint hip flexors and our 1. We can dominate and do the 2, but then like have to arch our back out to get there, and that's not so great. So we want to make sure we keep the pelvis tucked underneath us, just like the cue in the level 1 half kneel couch stretch. So you don't want to have the pelvis arch your pelvis in this what's called anterior tilt, because then all the stretch is not going to come from the hip flexors, it's going to come from your back arching. So keep that pelvis tucked underneath you. Foot up on the wall. You're actually going to slowly start to push your way back, keeping the pelvis underneath you. So you go as far as you can until you feel like you have to start arching your back to compensate. So like I'm arching my back, I'm on the wall, I'm amazing. And you'd be like, no, Tim, like look at this, you got to fix that. So close this up, shift back, and then there you go. You hold that a good 90 seconds, add the lateral flexion. So on this side, you can take the right elbow, kind of reach behind like you're trying to wash between your shoulder blades. Grab the other elbow and you're going to pull away from that side. So if I'm working on my right leg, I'm going to be pulling towards my left and getting that elongation and stretch all the way from my shoulder and my lats, down the side of my core, into my hip. And this whole thing, which gets super tight because we pull and push on the same side of the bike, start loosening that up. 90-second hold here. You can do some of your post-inhalation relaxation stretching, or the PIR, we'll go a little bit further and hold. And just like the other stretches, you want to keep this in this moderate level of stretch. Okay, if 0's no stretching sensation, 10's like I'm ripping my damn leg off, keep it in that 5 or 6 zone. We just want enough input to the brain to tell it to down-regulate reflexively the muscle tone so it chills out a bit, because they're tight and angry for a reason. We don't want to make them more pissed off by pulling the shit out of them. Make sense? So right here, lateral flexion to the side. Notice that like this is straight up and down. You're not like, oh, I'm bent over here. Like try to get all the way back. Hold that for a good 90 seconds, 2 or 3 times till you feel like they've calmed down a little bit. That is the half wall couch stretch. Great job. See you on the next one.